There we go. Calling timeout. Calling timeout. That was my fault. I didn't have sound. I forgot to hit the little mic button here. I'm going to get in big trouble. Ryan's going to be very mad at me. But I hit the button, but it didn't turn green. So now you can hear me. Now I'm here. This will make more sense when you can actually hear what I'm saying. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tegan, for letting me know. I would have never known. So now you can hear me. Now it makes more sense. But there's your 10-day forecast. We talked about the spot shower chance for tomorrow, or for today, this afternoon. And then the rest of the forecast is pretty much dry. It's really a straight-up easy forecast. I talked when my sound was down about the Trash Pandas playing tonight. Beautiful weather for the baseball game tonight, and it will be ideal conditions. And it looks good for the rest of the 4 games that they have at home tonight. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Season ends. Trash Pandas done. Have it kick on next week or next month, end of October. And we flip from baseball season locally to a little hockey action, which is great. Love going to the Havoc games. Love going to the Panda games. And if you have a chance to go, good stuff. I talked about the events that were taking place this weekend. If you're going to go, might want to bring a bottle of water with low 90s, not all that humid. It's not the icky, sticky, gross 90s that we have in the end of July and early August. It's actually a bit more bearable for Saturday and Sunday. I know when you get to September and you see 90s and you want PSL season and fall season to kick off and fall officially rise on the 22nd of September, and you see 90s, it's a bit of a setback in your head, like, it's still 90s, but it's not that far off from where we should be this time of year. Our normal high temperature, even today, should be about 89 degrees. So the real feel of fall on a more regular basis in the Tennessee Valley doesn't get here until probably the end of October sometimes. And even then, it can still be pretty toasty. In fact, 33 Octobers out of 118 that the records have been kept in have had at least one 90-degree day in Huntsville. So 90s are not off the board until November, usually. So there's the sound. Good. I'm glad y'all got it. There you are, Jeff. Sorry about that. I was talking. Nobody could hear me. It was great. Probably a lot of people do that anyway. They just la 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 la. Don't hear Jeff. Hi, Dio from PC. Good to see you on. Donna Oliver's on. And there's Sarah's like, I can hear you now. And I'm doing good today, Sarah. Good to see you. Good to have you back. I know that you were busy. You're out in Georgia for a while. Still have trouble pronouncing the name of that town that you were in, but I'm glad you had a good time. Safe travels back. Daniel, Hope, and Ezekiel say hello. Tell them all I said hello. Daniel's little rain gauge is going to be parched for the next week or so. You might have actually had a little sprinkle at your house today. I know where you live. I stalk you. Yeah, not much going on in the rain department for sure. In fact, I know last Saturday's rain, I was on here for Weather Extra and everybody was like, when's the rain going to move out? We have all these events and everything's happening on Saturday. And it was a true bummer through the morning how wet it was. It was a pretty good solid soaker, tapered off in the afternoon. There was still a few showers by like 2, 3, but most of it was done. But we really needed that rain, and I know it was a big bummer for outdoor plans on Saturday, but boy, if we had missed that rain on Saturday, we would have taken this thing out for almost like 2 weeks without a raindrop. I mean, there were a few sprinkles this morning. I just showed you the radar, but not a lot of rain. Very quiet pattern. So somebody has a birthday. Tegan says, my son's birthday. What's your son's name? Tegan, did you tell me your son? I don't remember your son's name. But anyway, 5th birthday party coming up this weekend, Saturday. Yeah, if you have any birthdays planned for this weekend outdoor, how many times, it's so funny, like in the summertime, we'll get somebody that writes us and say, I'm getting a bouncy house for my children for a birthday party on this Saturday. Can you tell me how the weather's going to be? I'm like, well, there's a spot shower, thunderstorm chance like it is almost every day in the summer. Well, can you tell me if it's going to hit my house at 2 o'clock? No, can't do that. But I can tell you this weekend looks great. You don't have to worry about those spot showers. We're not in that pattern anymore, which is good. Alexander. All right, Alexander. Happy birthday to Alexander to you. So, how was camping, by the way? Did you have a good time? You didn't go on that Friday night. You waited until Saturday, right? Because we had to get the rain out so you could go. And I would think that on Saturday night when you did a little camping, it turned out to be fantastic. I mean, star-filled sky, beautiful, comfortable, clear. Whatever humidity we had Saturday morning was out. And by Saturday night into Sunday, it was absolutely gorgeous. But I hope you had a good time camping. I meant to ask you about that. So Sarah says, I actually thought there was going to be a bit of rain this morning because the sky was looking pretty gray. It is very gray. It's a great observation, Sarah. very gray and kind of ominous looking clouds when I went on my break and came back. But I do think we'll break into some sunshine today. There were a few spotty showers. Eric Burke was covering it this morning, and the forecast models yesterday did hint at a little stray shower moving through Shelbyville, Fayetteville in the morning, and then into Rhode Island, into Alabama, and fizzling out as it moved south. And that's exactly what it did. Check forecast models for being good. Good job, Eric Burke, for seeing that too. He was on it. But yeah, I talked to a friend of mine. She was in Gurley this morning, and her name's Christine, and she was telling me that she had a little sprinkle in Gurley this morning when she was there. She's like, it was just enough to hit the windshield, just enough for me to notice. So obviously not enough rain for what we need. We could use more, but a spot shower kept in the forecast, and there it is. Tegan says, we did wait until Saturday, and it was wonderful. Good. I got a forecast right. What do you know? Yay. She said the breeze was nice, and we didn't sweat to death Saturday night. No, it was gorgeous, right? You could probably, when you went, so you left for camping after the rain stopped, because we talked about that on Saturday morning. By the time you got to your camping destination, the dew points were dropping, and it was getting better and better with each passing hour. And then the breeze kicked in, and it was refreshing and delightful. It was ridiculous. I actually popped on a little college football, and I was out in the patio Saturday night, even though I stayed up late, even though I had to work Sunday morning. And I was like, wow, this is great. If anybody wants a fall-like feel, just step outside right now. It happens quick, but it was nice. Tegan, the sky is gray in Albertville right now. Hold that thought. I'm going to cycle back for a minute. Since y'all couldn't hear me in the beginning because I'm a big loser and forgot to hit the mic button on, I'm going to get in big trouble. Ryan's going to yell at me. I know he's going to yell at me about it. Let me pull this up, though. There it is. See in Albertville? See that little green thing there by the T and the V, Tegan? I think you're a little bit west of there, though. You're not quite in Albertville. I know where you live. I stalk you, too. But, yeah, there's a little shower, a little sprinkle near you. It's not much, but it's the gray clouds that you see. That's what you see out there. But you should pop a little sunshine here soon. It's this little boundary that's moving through the area. You can actually see it really easily this morning, extending from like East Tennessee all the way to Arkansas. And as it kind of shifted south, it doesn't have a lot to play with in terms of rainfall. But there's been some clouds, and there's been a little sprinkle or two. And that's what you see, Tegan, in your area right now, that gray cloudiness. Same gray cloudiness that Sarah had at her house about half an hour ago. It's moving south. Hi, Leanne. Well, I love you too. I appreciate that. Thank you. That just made my whole entire Thursday. I can go on now. This is good stuff. I have no intentions of going anywhere anytime soon. I'm too old to move now. Done. Sticking around. I think 5 stations in 20 years. I swear I'm a nice person to work with. But, yeah, I'm done moving. So you stuck with me, Leanne. Plus, I like it here a lot. Huntsville's pretty awesome. I can thank USA Today for that, too. USA Today said that was the #1 place to move to like 3 years ago. And I was like, I'm going there. I was lucky enough to, very blessed to get the job here and stay here and get to work with some great people. So, speaking of those great people, Eric Burke be back on tomorrow morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He'll have you weather at 4:30. I'll be here for beep beep traffic at 5, and then I'll stick through the TVL in the noon. Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis is in tonight, and he will be here again tomorrow night, and then we turn it over to the weekend crew with me and Jada Saturday and Sunday. So, normal schedule this week. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Where did I leave off? Hi, Kathy. That's going to make my Thursday even better. Thank you. Appreciate that. You have a fantastic day. Thank you for coming into Weather Extra. Hey, Michael Metcalf from Florence. Good to see you on. Hope all is well. Enjoy the day. Should get a little brighter for you. I was checking the Shoals camera out before I walked in here. I didn't load any of the cameras up, but I could see some breaks in the clouds. And we had a gorgeous look in Decatur at one point this morning. It was like this soft, like twilight, and it was hitting the water, and it looked so beautiful. And I took a picture. I put it on my cover photo because I love capturing the looks in the morning. They're really great. And since I don't work nights, I don't get to see too many sunsets. I'm usually in bed. But beautiful look. And then a little cloud cover came in, and it kind of took that look away a little bit and became a little bit more overcast. So still a good look while it lasted. It was really nice. I put it on. I had it on the screen, and it was funny because Eric, tossed it over to me from weather, and I'm doing traffic, and he's like, "Look at what you got behind you." I'm like, "Yeah, this is Decatur shots. Beautiful. Forget the traffic. Let's just look at this." It was really nice. Speaking of Decatur, Renee's in here. Hi, Renee. Hello from Decatur, Point Mallard. Know that area very well. I'm in Decatur quite a bit, and beautiful. I love going to Decatur. I love going to all parts of the Tennessee Valley. There has not been one place I have not been to. I've been to many places. I spend a lot of time in Jackson County. I love Jackson County. I love Gunnersville, love Albertville. I even love Boaz. I've been down to Boaz many times too. A lot to offer around this area, especially if you like to do some walking on the trails and stuff. And I try to get a little exercise in. I'm not so good at it. We are getting a lot of exercise, those of you who know about this. Oh, one funny story, and I'll leave this with you before I go. Guy at TV out at 11. So great they got the microphone to finally work. But yesterday, so all know that we have the pickleball posse here, or the intramural team as Eric calls it, but we all go down and play. Matthew, Noah plays, Claudia plays, I play, Eric plays. We get as many, whoever wants to go from the station. If we can all plan it out. It's hard to get all of our schedules lined up, but we try to go down and we play at different courts, right? So we go down to the pickleball court yesterday, and we're running around, and I'm sweating, and I'm trying to lose a little weight, and it's great. And these people come to the court, and they open the gate, and nobody recognizes me, but they might have recognized Eric. I don't know. People recognize his face way more than mine. But they opened the gate, and they went like 2 courts down from us. And we had said yesterday there was going to be like a north wind, about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And if you've ever played pickleball, it's literally a wiffle ball that any kind of wind will make it do weird things in the air. That's why playing outdoors is so challenging in pickleball. And that's why if you have an opportunity to play indoors, it's better. But it costs money to do that. So we play outside. So they come into the court, and I can hear them all saying, the weather people said it wasn't going to be windy, but this is terrible. It was like literally 5-mile-per-hour winds. But because you're on the pickleball court and in that area where we were playing at the Sandra Community Court there, the way the wind is set up there, they have these little socks on there, and you can see the wind blowing. But the way it works is they have a windshield up, and if the wind gets through this one part of the fence, it actually circulates inside the entire area for all like 8 courts. And you get this like swirling wind, and it's not that it's strong. It's only like 5 miles per hour. But it's enough when you hit like a lob, the little wiffle ball or pickleball goes whoop and does these like crazy things. And we all joke about how much harder it is when you're on like one side of that wind. But I could hear them, they're all like, they said it wasn't going to be windy, and it's like really bad. And I was like, it's like 5 miles an hour, but it did affect the pickleball yesterday. And some of the shots that we were hitting, they were like knuckleballs. It was crazy. But yeah, wiffle ball, if you ever played wiffle ball as a kid, you know what I'm talking about, because that's exactly what a pickleball does. It's got holes in it and everything. So anyway, my digress on my pickleball knowledge. But yeah, trying to go out there. My goal this year is to try to convince Eric Burke that on a 30-mile-per-hour windy, gusty day, I want to take him, Matthew, myself, Claudia, whoever wants to go play pickleball and try to play in 30-mile-an-hour winds with that. If the wind's against you, you could crush the ball and it would barely go over the net. If the wind's on the back side of you, you could barely tap it. And it would just go, whoo, take off. Now, if the wind's a crosswind, that could get really interesting. But that's why we do our little pickleball forecast. We actually made a graphic. Eric Burke did. He made a graphic of it. It's so funny. Out of all the graphics that we ever make, like all of our severe weather graphics, whatever, or the beach forecast for those of you trying to travel in the summer, or sometimes we do a fishing forecast, that pickleball graphic has gotten more reactions than any graphic that we've ever used because so many people play. Because it's an all-age encompassing kind of sports. You can play it at any age. I prove that. I'm old, and I play with the young guys, and I run around the court, and I have a good time. So it's a good time to have. All right, I got to go. 10:51, TVL at 11, newscast at noon. We will see you then. Have a fantastic afternoon. We'll talk soon.